Afternoon. Got Las Vegas race today. Toyota super fast in practice. Hendrick sneaky fast in practice. All of the typical contenders that we've come to expect at Vegas. We're up there. So we got Christopher Bell on the pole, Denny Hamlin on the outside pole. And you know what's weird about Vegas is the number of times that the outside pole sitter ends up leading the most laps. I put the stat in my article. Let me grab it quick. By the way, if you haven't already subscribed, my Rotoballer premium content, less than $100. Use code NEW when signing up. Get access to all my stuff. But let's see here. Pole sitters over the last 6 races at Las Vegas, averaging 40.2 laps led per race, with only one standout, 155 laps led by one pole sitter over that span. Outside pole sitter over that same time span of 6 races, averaging 99.3 laps led at Las Vegas, and consistently leading laps. So we got Bell on the pole today, Hamlin starting second. Those two, the most likely dominators, sitting up there. We got Larson starting 5th. We all know how good he is at Vegas. He is the favorite according to sportsbooks today. I know my algorithm does not have Larson number 1, but he's up there for sure. Should be a contender. As I said, this is his playground. You know, Larson's been awesome here at Vegas. He's been awesome at Kansas. Very difficult to not play 2 of Bell, Larson, Hamlin. Super chalky start. Going to be very important to pivot. Yeah, I agree. A lot of my lines are starting either Bell, Larson, or Hamlin, Larson. I can't quite get there to go Bell, Hamlin. But also I can see a scenario where that does work. I know my projections love William Byron a lot. I think Tyler Reddick's a sneaky play down there at 95. He put up consistent fastest laps on 1.5 miles last year. Yeah, mid to low tier, definitely going to be important. Keselowski, I think, is the obvious one there. I think Allgaier has a good long run car, but can he finish? I don't know. But outside of that, like I'm landing on a lot of builds, just going chalky and going like a Gregson and a John Hunter Nemechek down here, or Gregson and an Allmendinger, Gregson McDowell, like just going chalky. Now you could pivot off of those. I don't hate going to SVG here. If you listen to Stacking Denny's, I'm big on SVG this year, or so far this year. I don't hate going him starting 16th. I think that's a decent pivot. But yeah, I think Keselowski there starting 28th. He's one of my favorite plays on the board here. Cindric and Zilish starting 31st and 25th. Like, that's just place differential plays at that point. Josh Berry starting back in 32nd. Like, you don't expect those guys to stay back there. But we have seen last year, I forget what race it was, that Penske struggled. It was 1.5 miles. It might have been Kansas. I don't know. They all kind of jumble together. But where Penske was just slow off the truck, kind of like they were this weekend, and they just never got it. They just never found the speed, and that could potentially happen this weekend as well. Forgot I was muted there. Larson came in after 9 laps of practice, so it's 10-lap average. Yeah. No, and the rest of the Hendrick cars look good on the long run. So there's no Larson has a very good long run car, and Larson's going to be strong today. Conspiracy thoughts on Logano, 50% boost on DK for bets over 1,500. Let me pull up. You know me, if you listened to Stacking Denny's earlier this week, I randomly picked that Logano is going to steal this one. He's at 18 right now. I don't know. I'm not quite there. I don't know if I'd even use the boost. Even with the boost, I don't think I'm there. I'd almost want to use the boost on like a Keselowski at 45. Maybe a Chastain at 28. Chastain has a weird knack of finishing top 5 here. But going back to practice, Toyotas were quick, super quick. And I know a lot of people are looking at Ty Gibbs today, and I don't have a strong reason not to, other than the fact, I don't know what podcast it was, but Brad Keselowski talking about how practice at Las Vegas is so often misleading because teams will adjust the air pressure in their tires, and it's not super conducive of how the race is going to play out because it's just because they're quick in practice doesn't mean they're going to be that quick in the race because of the different air pressure. He specifically singled out Vegas. Obviously that wasn't a great explanation of what he said, but the Cliff Notes version of that's what he said. So you pair that with the fact that Ty Gibbs always outperforms in practice compared to what he does in the race. And if a lot of people are on Ty Gibbs today, I don't think I want to be there. And I might eat my words after this race, but that's kind of where I'm at with Ty Gibbs right now. Did he have speed in practice? Absolutely. Did he potentially look great in practice? And has he shown potential here at Las Vegas before? Yeah. He led 30-something laps or 20-something laps in a race here. He was top 10 in the stages last year. Like, he's shown potential. He's in a Gibbs car. But if people are going to overhype him based on those practice speeds, I'm probably going to go somewhere else. Just because of his history. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's put a lineup together here. So man, if he's over 20%, oh my God. I just think, and again, maybe I'm gonna be crazy, and he will actually back it up. I think that team is doing very well to start the year. I think they've turned it up a notch. But over 20%, man, for the third place qualifier, who's relatively overpriced at 74, he has to lead. To like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He can't run top 5 all day and hit the optimal and without leading. But you got his teammates starting in front of him. Like, I don't know. I don't see a scenario where Gibbs is the outright dominator early. I think it's obviously going to be Bell or Hamlin, whoever gets the good jump on the start. And then you got Larson sitting up there too. So, and not to mention Bubba starting 4th. But yeah, so very difficult not to play 2 of Hamlin, Bell, Larson. So let's just start off here. Throw a line together. I was kind of messing around before I jumped on here. So let's go Larson. And the second place qualifier trend, let's stick with Denny Hamlin. Let's go down to, like I said, Keselowski's one of my favorite plays today, as is Chase Briscoe. Briscoe, super, super fast and very good on the 1.5 miles at the end of the year last year. No reason to think him starting 18th today is going to be an issue for him to hit value there at 9,200. One of my favorite low dollar play guys, chalk guys, is Noah Gragson. He just has a tendency to finish top 15 here. Obviously starting 34th, so he's very, very safe to play. And then, like I said, I think Allgaier has decent speed. So I'm perfectly fine with this lineup here. You go Larson, Hamlin, Briscoe, Keselowski, Allgaier, Gragson, and call it a day. Could also go Gilly over Gragson. I'd rather take the extra 7 spots starting further back. Obviously, Gregson's chalkier than Gilly, but you kind of do what you can there. Keselowski. Buescher, Chastain, Bubba seem like sneaky GPP plays in that price range where there are better plays both above. Yeah, I've talked myself into Chastain a lot today. Buescher, it's going to be tough. I know, like, if you listen to Stacking Denny's earlier this week, Nick's high on Buescher. I'm not as high on Buescher as Nick is. I will say my algorithm does like Buescher better than I do. So maybe I'm the odd one out here and I'm missing something. I'm just not a huge Buescher guy. Starting 10th, he I just don't see him getting up there leading, and I don't see him being the top 5 guy. But Bubba, I could see leading. So, I'm gonna do another line here quick. Let's go Larson, Hamlin, Byron. So I'm gonna go Byron over Briscoe compared to what I had before. Like I said, love Keselowski today, so I'm gonna hit Kes. And then I'm gonna go Gragson. And either you like take your choice of Allmendinger or Nemechek. Either of them are decent. I'm gonna go Allmendinger. I'll probably do that same lineup with Nemechek, but you get the point here. So yeah, Larson, Hamlin, Byron. Gragson, Allmendinger, Keselowski. Exactly. So this is a very good point. Exactly. And this is where you can kind of hedge. If you like Buescher today, his top 10 is plus 340. Are you kidding me? Is that a typo? I'm looking it up now. Buescher plus 340. Wow. No, I'm hitting that. I did not realize. Do a little research here to see if there's any better odds elsewhere, but 340 is, yeah. Obviously, I like Preset at what I get in plus 260. 340 is way out of line. Let me bet this quick. Or bet what they'll let me. Let's see what my limit is here. $36.80 is what FanDuel will let me bet here. All right, just a second here. Yeah, plus 340 is just out of line. Um, all right, just a second here, guys. I can't believe I missed that earlier. All right. No, but this is a great example. We've talked about it before, or I've talked about it before. When it comes to DFS and betting, if you can do both, and if you're good at both, you can do this where you're basically hedging against yourself. Like you can put together great DFS lineups, but someone that is a good bet value isn't necessarily a good DFS value, and that's kind of where you can separate it and play both sides in a way. Why do you have a limit on that on FanDuel? I can't bet, especially motorsports. I cannot bet much. Like my limit on their live betting is I can usually get down $10, and that's about it. It's annoying as hell. That's why I'm focusing more on DFS this year, because all of these sports books won't take my bets. Bet 365 is the same way. Bet Rivers is the same way. Caesars reviews my bets every single time, like manually reviews them. They'll usually take my money, but they manually review them. BetMGM is good, but their lines usually suck. Hard Rock won't take my bets. Bet 365 limits me as well. So, yeah, it's not fun, but you got to deal with it, I guess, or I got to deal with it. All right. Okay. Oh, oops. Sorry about that. All right. Any Gilly gang this week? Bad track history, but ran solid at the 1.5 miles. I see, like, Gilly is not fast on 1.5 miles, and that's the frustrating part, because he gets the finishes, not quite the actual running. So on a good day, actual speed wise, Gilly is a 25th to 30th place car on 1.5 miles. Now, can he sneak into the top 20? Absolutely. Can he sneak into the top 15? Absolutely. That's how these races go. But as far as like actual me being confident in saying Gilly's a good play, I would rather go Gregson. I don't think Gilly's a bad play. He's cheap. He starts 27th, and like I said, if he survives and gets to the end, doesn't have any issues, and then there's some chaos or weird things happen, which happens not often at Vegas, but it's definitely happened before, Gilly can get there. So I am going to have Gilly this week just to get off of Gregson, and maybe I'll have some lineups with both Gregson and Gilly, but I'm not targeting Gilly by any means today. It's more going to be a strategy thing to get me off of having all Gregson. Because to me, in that price range, Gregson is the play, or Ty Dillon starting dead last, who didn't get out for practice at all. But with a seven place differential, position differential between Gill and Gregson, I'd rather go Gregson. I'd rather go Ty Dillon than Gregson. I'd almost consider Gilly like a leverage play / tournament play. Optimal today. Let me pull up. So my optimal projected today by a decent margin. This one's like kind of the clear number one is Christopher Bell, William Byron, Tyler Reddick, Brad Keselowski, Justin Allgaier, and AJ Allmendinger. which is surprising because there's no Larson in it. Bell, you could exchange for Hamlin if you wanted to. But I just thought that was interesting. Bell, Byron, Reddick, and obviously I'm putting this one in. Bell, Byron, Reddick, Keselowski, Allgaier, and Allmendinger. And I'll put that in, and then I'm kind of going to like play off of it a little bit. Again, I don't hate Reddick today at all. I think he can get fastest laps. He was so consistent in getting fastest laps at intermediates last year. I think people are going to be really overlooking him today and going for the Briscoes or going for, you know, some of the bigger name guys. So yeah, again, the optimal projected for me today is Bell, Byron, Reddick, Keselowski, Allgaier, Allmendinger. Now, if you come down here off of Bell and you go to Hamlin, so what about something like this? Reddick, Larson, Hamlin, Keselowski, Allgaier, Ty Dillon. So essentially you're swapping AJ Allmendinger for Ty Dillon and swapping Byron for Larson, which I think is a pretty solid trade there, and Bell for Hamlin. I think one of the hard things today is going to be picking, as weird as it sounds, picking between Larson and Byron. Byron obviously has a few more place differential spots. Larson's the favorite. Kind of makes me want to stay with Lars or with Byron there. But let's do all right, you go Hamlin, Byron, go Briscoe. Keselowski. It's going to take a lot for me to get off of Keselowski. And then if we go like, let's do John Hunter Nemechek here. Man, I don't want to go Ty Gibbs, do I? Do I need a Ty Gibbs lineup? I shouldn't be like completely hateful against Gibbs, right? All right, we're going to do a Ty Gibbs lineup. But also, I have something else I want to do with this exact line. Going to put this one in, though. Hamlin. Man, you could even go Cindric over freaking Gibbs. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Hamlin, Byron, Briscoe, Keselowski, Ty Gibbs, John Hunter Nemechek. I'm going to lock that one in, and then I'm going to do some variations off of this. Sorry that this is so damn slow. I just got a new laptop delivered. Wow. Chromehorn's already full. I just got a new laptop delivered, so hopefully future streams won't be as laggy here. Let's go Hamlin, Reddick, Briscoe, Kez, Gregson. Oh, son of a bitch. I was trying to grab Chastain. Dang it. Okay. Instead of Keselowski, let's go Allgaier. Hamlin, Reddick, Briscoe, Allgaier, Gregson, Chastain. Blaney being overlooked at all. Probably, it's the races that nobody talks about, the Penske guys that they end up just crushing. I loved Blaney coming into the week. I still have an outright bet on him this week. Don't love that bet by any means anymore, but potential, yes, probably. I mean, he was so good at Vegas here last year. Did not get the finishes. Problem was this weekend he wasn't great in practice. Didn't jump off the board in anything. Man, if this laptop could handle watching the IndyCar race, I'd turn it on. I was watching it before and it was it looked pretty solid. I think. See if I can get any live bets in on this. I do have I have a couple, or I have one Kyle Kirkwood bet. He opened up 10-1 on DraftKings. It would have been awesome to hit that. How far back is he with 20 laps to go? I can't even find any live odds on this. Larson Logano favorite combo and lineup. See, I'm not really on Logano, even though I should be, right? Logano starting 21st, $8,700. Yeah. I mean, should be on him. 1.8 seconds back. Yeah, I know. I bet that special. So the 40-1 was after IndyCar qualifying, which I wish I would have waited to bet that. Until then, I bet it before it, and it was $27. FanDuel let me get $5 on it. But anyway, yeah, I know I don't have enough Logano today. I mean, so let's go Logano. I mean, let's do this. Let's go Larson, Hamlin, Logano, Kez, keep ending up with that damn 7,400 Ty Gibbs. What was the last line we did with? There's no way I'm going 3 top 5 qualifiers, though, in one line. All right, let's do this. go Allmendinger. That's basically what my optimal projected was, but you're going Larson, Hamlin instead of Bell, Byron. Kirkwood, 1.8 seconds back. Oh, I bet I could watch it on my phone, couldn't I? Let's get that going. All right. Set this damn thing up somewhere. All right. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Keselowski's comments about practice could be relevant to Blaney. I just have concerns when Penske is that far off from the beginning. I mean, they were honestly, I think that, Kirkwood's like within a second now. Hell yeah, let's go. My concern is always they were just so slow off the truck. It's that definitely. Is there any live odds up? Does anybody know of live odds for IndyCar anywhere? Give me a status update or give me an update on this race. Like, do they still have to pit or what's going on? I wish I would have had time today to watch this more. I was hoping to, but you know how that goes. All right. For those not watching, Kirkwood is 6.5 tenths back. And I can't set up my damn phone. Let's see here. But he's friends with someone on Byron's team. He said confidently that his car is a true top 5 car here. Yeah, I agree. I think Byron's going to be great today. Okay, they don't need to pit again. Cool. So much going on right now. Oh, crap. There we go. I just accidentally blacked out my screen for a second and did it again. Too much going on right now. Trying to watch IndyCar, trying to do this. Ugh. Fun Sunday. We still got what, 2.5 hours till lock? All right. Let's see what. Okay. Kurt, you got Larson, Hamlin, Logano, Kez. Allgaier. Oh, that's what we just did, didn't we? I think. I also don't hate going off of Allman, like doing the exact same lineup and going to Nemechek either. Don't hate that at all. Yeah, I think this was the same lineup we just did. I'm just gonna do this Nemechek one just for. Well, let's go. Let's cut it down even more. Go. If we go Gregson here. What if we do this? Go Cindric Bell. So go Larson, Bell, Logano. Kirkwood for the lead. Kirkwood takes the lead. 16 to go. Oh, did he get it? Yeah. Kirkwood to the lead. Hell yeah. Let's go. I looked down right as that happened. Like I was focusing on this, and literally as I looked down, Kirkwood took the lead. Hell yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go Cindric. Cindric Bell instead of Hamlin. Okay. No. How about a Bell Hamlin start? Absolutely. Let me see. I'm curious what my top projected lineup is with both of them. So I'm going to pull that up real quick. Man, Kirkwood's pulling away. Flying away. 1.6 seconds. 1.7. Just flying. Oh, I bet Nick's jumping for joy. I do know of at least one person that has Kirkwood Larson parlay when Kirkwood's odds were 10 to 1 over at when he dropped on DraftKings. All right, let's do Hamlin Larson start. Or true. Hamlin Bell start. Top projected lineup with Hamlin Bell goes Hamlin Bell, Reddick, Keselowski, Allgaier, Gregson. I personally would rather go Briscoe off of Reddick here. You can go either way, but it gives you some room to play with there because it gives you an extra 400. It's not going to get you up to Nemechek. Again, you could go. We keep getting into the same spot, right? Allgaier or Cindric. Could go either way. What about this? Okay, gonna put this in. Again, I don't love going Hamlin or Bell. Why do I keep saying Hamlin? I don't love going Bell Hamlin. I like going one or the other. But I do think that there's opportunity to do both. I am going to go with the optimal here. I'm going to go. No, give me. I don't know what I want to do. Let's go. Give me Bell and Briscoe. Keselowski, Allgaier, Grayson. Lock that one in. Oh yeah, Kirkwood, two and a half or a little over 2 seconds. Flying. That'll be a good start to the day if Kirkwood pulls this one off. What if we go Hamlin, Bell, Chastain, Keselowski, Gregson, instead of Keselowski, we're going to go Allgaier here and then grab Hocevar. Actually, give me Logano. I don't hate that one before, but give me Logano Allmendinger here. Bell, Hamlin, Chastain, Logano, Allmendinger, Gregson. $12 to go in the IndyCar race. 11 to go. We go. How smart would it be, or not smart would it be, to go like Larson, Byron, and just avoid Hamlin and Bell? Do like a Bubba Wallace. Give me Gregson. Give me you can go Keselowski here. $100 short of getting Chastain here. Okay. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do Larson, Byron, Bubba. Or do you go Ty Gibbs here? You could go that way too. Hamlin, Larson, Bubba, Ross Chastain, Gregson, Allgaier. I kind of want to build off of this one. Or build around it. All right, so go Larson, Byron, Reddick. Larson, Byron, Briscoe, Gibbs, Allgaier, Gregson. Actually, to get a non-Gregson lineup, I'm going to go Gilly here. Yeah, Kirkwood's running away with it now. 3.8 over second place, Pillow. 11 seconds over Power. Hell yeah. Now, if I come off of Gibbs, though, and come down to Kez. Oh, I could do a Blaney line. What about that? Give me Blaney there. Larson, Byron, Blaney. I still want to go. Like, I'm still so hung up on Gregson over Gilly. All right. Larson, Byron, Blaney. Gregson, Keselowski, Allgaier. Hate it, but you had to throw it. Yeah, I'm with you. I think I wrote that up because I did talk about Gibbs in my article on Rotoballer. I said this is disgusting to write up, but you can't ignore speed sometimes. Yeah, Kirkwood by 4.5 seconds, 8 laps to go. I mean, he's pretty much got it without a caution, right? Not to jinx him, but Larson, Barry, Bell. So Larson, Bell, Barry, Bush. I know this like seems chalky, but I don't know how many people are going to land on that. I don't know. Like maybe I'm the crazy one today, and I'm not getting there. I don't think this is too chalky because I don't think a lot of people are going to land on 3 guys in the mid 7s salary range. So no, I don't think it's too chalky. I'd consider doing something like this instead, though. Going to Larson, Bell, Barry, Hocevar, Keselowski. I mean, with this, you're relying on the 2 dominators to be Larson and Bell. If we do oh, dang it. Do Byron here. Do a Byron Bell Chastain. Hocevar, Allgaier, Nemechek. Between those two, I like Barry better. Let me check my projections here. Projections are super close, but yeah, it goes Barry over Bush. There's like a point difference in my projections between the two. You know, I don't hate it. Suarez today, I don't mind, you know, for tournaments throwing him in there. He's weirdly good here at Vegas. You know, I talked about this on the podcast earlier this week. I took him in 36 for 36. So he might be jinxed because my picks on there have been dog shit this year. But that's not that's not predictive of what's going to happen today. But yeah, Suarez is weirdly good here. And he's one of those guys that you could end up seeing sneak in to the top 10 or top 5. I'm going to lock this one in. Byron Bell, Reddick. I don't think I have enough Reddick today. Keselowski, Suarez, and Allmendinger. I'm there. I'm right there on with you on Suarez. I think he's going to be overlooked today. 4 laps to go. Kirkwood's cruising. How early could you see Larson taking the way? Is there honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. It's not like Larson is starting, you know, in 10th. Larson's starting on the 3rd row. You know, he gets a good restart. He ends up 3rd after the first lap or two. You know, Gibbs is going to fuck it up. Yeah. Either that or he's just not going to have the speed like we expected him to. All Toyota build. I'll do an all Toyota build here in a second. Actually, I can do it right now. Let's see how this looks. Bell, Reddick, Briscoe. Nemechek. God, I don't want to go Eric Jones. It's going to be the tough part is getting a second Toyota in this range. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do an all Toyota build that I really like. What about a mostly Toyota build? Because I don't love Eric Jones at 65, starting 14th. I'm not taking Herbst. You could almost do an all Toyota build if you did do, or you could actually. Fuck it. Let's do that. There we go. All Toyota build. I don't love it. I don't like having Eric Jones, but I don't know. Crazier things have happened. So Hamlin, Reddick, Briscoe, Nemechek. I do like the rest of these plays. I'm not completely sold on Bubba, but I think he's decent at 8,200. I just don't like Eric Jones, but I do like Nemechek today. I love Briscoe today. I think Reddick's a sneaky play, and then obviously Hamlin or Bell are your typical. 2 laps to go. Oh no. Wait, do they have overtime or is this race over? 2 laps to go, caution. Someone that knows more about IndyCar, comment on here. Take Jones out and put in who you'd want. Yeah. Honestly, I'd probably go Suarez. Or come down to Allmendinger. And then you could go Bell or Hamlin, you know. So yeah, a mostly Toyota build here. Hamlin, Reddick, Briscoe, John Hunter, Nemechek, Bubba Wallace. And honestly, I'd probably get off of Bubba. I'd probably go Logano. I think did we do this lineup before with Logano? And no, we didn't. No, I like this. So Hamlin, Reddick, Briscoe, Nemechek, Allmendinger, Logano. It's going to be one of those races where Logano just randomly ends up in the top 5 at the end of the day, even though he doesn't deserve it. I do kind of want to put in that all Toyota lineup, though, just for shits and giggles. By the way, if you have not joined my private contest, looks like I got 26 of the 50 spots filled so far. Go ahead and get in there. The link's in the comment of this, or on the description of this video. Shit, I don't have my phone. 1 lap dash. Okay. Well, let's fucking go, Kirkwood. Your feed must be ahead of me because they just restarted. Yellow again. There it is, right? Kirkwood wins. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, Nick. I'm so happy for you. And for my bank account, for you telling me to bet Kirkwood. That is awesome. I knew you'd be jumping for joy. That is awesome. Hell of a start for Kirkwood this season. That is awesome. Fuck yeah. Nice. All right. I'm throwing this one in just for fun. I don't particularly love it, but it is what it is. Going, man, I am so much heavier on Hamlin today than I am Bell. Hamlin, Reddick, Briscoe, Bubba, Ty, or not Ty Gibbs. Nemechek Jones. Again, don't love Mark Jones today. This is just to have a lineup. Oops. Dang it. Let's see here. I need more Bell for sure. All right, let's see here. Go Bell, Reddick, Briscoe, Chastain, Allgaier. I'm ending up with way too much Allgaier. Ty Dillon. So Bell, Briscoe, Reddick, Chastain, Allgaier, Ty Dillon. Question is, do you want to go Chastain or go down to Hocevar? Are enough people talking about Hocevar? Maybe enough people aren't talking about Chastain. I don't know. Sticking with this one. I only have one lineup with Chastain in it, or with Hocevar in it, and I think I'm going to regret that. Too much stuff going on right now. Let's see. Bell, Reddick, Briscoe, Bubba, Allgaier, Gill, and can't get Kez. Or why don't you just go Gregson, Kez? Yeah. Oh, duh. That's your next comment. Bell, Reddick, Briscoe, Bubba. Yeah, I like that lineup a lot. Yeah, I'm putting that in. Bell, Reddick, Briscoe, Bubba, Kez, Gregson. I like that. Just a second, guys. Okay. Suarez over Kez for the dart line. Ooh, you might be on something there. So Bell, Reddick, Briscoe, Bubba. Go Suarez here, and then you know what? Why not go off of Bubba then and go to Chastain? Not that I hate Bubba today, but that gives you the room to go Chastain. Locking this one in, and then I got one more variation of this that I like. Bell, Reddick, Briscoe. Chastain, Suarez, Gregson. Now, one more. Bell, Suarez, or shit. Bell, Reddick, Briscoe, Chastain, Suarez, Gregson was that last one. And now, because you can easily do this swap too, Hamlin, Reddick, Briscoe, Logano, Suarez, Gregson. Swapping Bell and Chastain for Logano and Hamlin. Boom. That is the 20th lineup that I am putting in today. I have a feeling I did not land on enough Larson today or enough Byron. But I feel like we put together some good lineups today. Suarez, Gregson. Where's Gregson at? There we go. All right, looking at what I have here. Yeah, I probably don't have enough Larson or Byron in these lines, but I'll make up for that with my other lineups. I'd like to be heavier on Hocevar. I built one line with Ty Gibbs in it. Again, I kind of talked myself out of Gibbs. Overweight on Logano. We talked about that. Probably not enough Blaney, but that price, I'd rather go Reddick in that price. I think Reddick has higher upside than Blaney. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with my exposures from this live. If you guys have any more questions or any more starts you want to build with, go ahead and throw them in before I jump off of here. Lineups with 3 stars in the top 10, assuming no chaos. I can see where it'll work. I don't particularly hate it. I just don't think if you're doing 3 starters in the top 10, I think one of them is gonna, for it to work, is gonna have to be Ty Gibbs, and he's gonna have to lead. Because assuming, like, if you're doing 3 starters in the top 10, I'm assuming you're going Bell or Hamlin. And then maybe like a Reddick. To me, you can build a line with like a Byron there and go Gregson. That doesn't quite get you. I mean, you can do Barry Allgaier. Yeah, you could do that. That's where I could see 3. Three top 10 starting positions in Las Vegas. Like, what time frame? Last 4 races, there have been 3 drivers starting 10th or better inside the top 10 in DFS point. Okay. No, I could see you doing a build like this. The problem is if you're spending all this money, like if you're spending this on your top, you're very top heavy here with Hamlin, Reddick, and Byron. You need those 3 to basically split the Dominator points. And I don't know if that happens. And with Briscoe starting 18th and all these guys starting further back, Logano starting 21st, I think the move is still to target those place differential and then have try to target 2 Dominators with the line. Or, like I said, maybe where you get the Gibbs in there or someone, whoever your preferred guy is. But you get the Ty Gibbs in there. And, maybe you do something like that. You go Hamlin, Briscoe, Byron, Gibbs. If you didn't want to go Gragson, you could go Allmendinger. But I think that'd work better. But no, like I said, there's a lot of ways you can go here, and Vegas is one of those races. And we could see 1 Dominator, we could see 3, we could see hell. I feel like last year? We didn't have the Dominators are pretty spread out. Vegas is just a weird one, especially with how practice and qualifying plays out. So it's hard to tell. And that's why I built, and I want to build so much around a 2 Dominator build and then place differential. Because of how it can be. Like we've seen these races just get turned on their head. I do think it's going to be a good race, though. I like Vegas. I like the city, but I like the racetrack. I like these races. I think it's going to be like a typical mile and a half where you have to cover a lot of bases in DFS because there's a lot that could happen. And when you're dealing with place differential, like it's, anything can change at any point. Hell, was it last fall or last spring? I don't know. I was there. The way shit just kept changing. I think it was last spring where the top 10 was nowhere near what it was the whole race or who had the best cars. So I could see something like that happening again. But like I said, I do think it's going to be a good race. The IndyCar race was already good. Kyle Kirkwood winning. I wish FanDuel would have let me bet more, but I did. Thanks to Nick, hit Kirkwood 4-1. I'll take that. We still got for those of you that bet the Kyle special, that's still open. Kirkwood and Larson opened at 27-1 after IndyCar qualifying was at 40-1. So you have that. Good luck to you. But got just over an hour and a half until lock. Good luck to everybody this week at Vegas. I will try to do a live next week. I don't think I'm going to be able to, though. I'm definitely not going to be able to. I'm going to be in Vegas, so I cannot. I won't even be able to access DraftKings. Plus, I'm probably not going to be in any shape to do a live. So next week we got Darlington, which should be a great race. Drivers are hyping that up big time. They're talking about 4 seconds of tire fall off, being out of control as soon as they start the run. We could be in for a shit show or an amazing race at Darlington next week. I'm excited for that. But yeah, no, this should be a good race this weekend or today. About an hour and a half at Vegas. Pennzoil 400. Please look out in this race. Please. See you guys. Good luck today.